Yo, what's up? How you guys doing? This is your boy Mad Scientist, and yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm working on trying to, start on time. It is something that I am constantly, like having to remind myself that as my channel grows, my YouTube channel grows, there is a responsibility to like make sure, I'm there on time. So, um, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Just for those who don't know, I just wanted to just throw this in. Shadur Sanders is having a heck of a game. And I have to say heck because as many of you guys know, my Friday night um, show is also a radio show. So I have to keep it clean. But he is having a heck of a night. Um, I'm trying to find the score, but he is trending on, yeah, he's trending number one on X, you know, formerly Twitter. I think he's thrown like 3 touchdowns, which is incredible. Primarily because, and I have to say this, to see this kid like grow and see the amount of like insecurity that the owners had. And yeah, he threw 3 touchdowns. Oh, no, that's the third down. I think he definitely scored 2 touchdowns. Um, I know that he scored 2 touchdowns. I think he scored three. I'm not sure. I'd have to like find it, but I just been like amazed at what this kid was able to do under the pressure. I mean, they put him out there the first night and they're like, we're gonna find out right now this kid can play. And if he can't, we're gonna ship him out quick. And I honestly don't think I think the Browns have a problem. I mean, they may trade him, but if the Browns be the Browns, and I know, yeah, these are his first half stats: 11 of 18, 103 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, um, 3 rushes um, for 20 yards. Yeah, if the Browns do what the Browns normally do and they get rid of Shadur, it's gonna be crazy. Even even LeBron James was like, I mean, LeBron James gave him a shout out. I mean, this is probably gonna be the biggest game of the preseason. So man, and then I didn't get to see the highlights. I'm just looking at Twitter, but I can't wait for the highlights to come out because I'm gonna watch it. Anyway, I know this is not why you guys came here to talk about the game, um, but I just had to put that out there. All right, let's go ahead and do this introduction. Hey, what's up? This Mad Scientist on an all new Power 97.5 LA. Today, we are just talking music, where we bring you vital information about music production, promotion, and in future distribution every week, right here. Right here, where? Well, we on the iGlobal Radio app. Download the app from your favorite app store or go to the website, iglobalradio.com. That's iglobalradio.com. All right. So we got that out the way. For those who have been watching or keeping up, we are talking about promotion. Yes, promoting your music using social media apps. And in the past, I'm not going to go over it again, but in the past, we've talked about using Instagram, we've talked about using TikTok, and I talked about what you can do as an artist, also as a DJ, in order to promote not only your brands, but your music. Um, And so, and your events, okay, using social media. And so that's what we're talking about right now, promotion. And promotion is an element under marketing, music marketing. Okay, so music marketing is the umbrella, and under music marketing, you have promotion, you have product development, you have pricing, which we probably never go into. I mean, we could, but we probably never go into, and also place, but it's place is commonly known as distribution. And so we haven't really gotten into distribution yet, but as the industry is now changing, we may have to get into distribution, simply because every distributor is going to be a little different. And you want to talk about some of the things that is involved with distribution. Okay. Now, as I tell you guys every week, this is not a how to. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a how to. What I do is pretty much tell you what I'm doing. And so you get to see in real time what I'm doing and how I'm progressing. Okay. And if you can use some of the things that I'm doing, then great. If you disagree, you can put it into the comments. If you agree, you can put it into the comments. Um, if you, however you feel about what I'm doing, you get to see it firsthand, and I'll let you know if it succeeds or fails. Okay. So I've been promoting myself as a DJ and also as an artist um, on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, I also stream on Facebook, but and I also put a lot of content on Facebook. And I may talk about Facebook just because I do still use it, but it's not the primary focus. Facebook is not the primary focus. Also, I stream on Twitch, okay? But it's not my primary focus. These are just channels that I use in order to get my message out. But maybe I need to just talk about that. I use Facebook more as to just put everything there. It's like I take all my inventory and I put it into my storage facility called Facebook, right? But I really don't use Facebook specifically in order to promote myself. But everything is there. I do have followers there, so they get to see it. My primary focus when it comes down to promotion has been TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay. If you want to see what I've said about Instagram and TikTok, you can always go to my YouTube channel. I record the lives, obviously, and you can check out the previous videos that I've done where I talked about TikTok and Instagram. My YouTube channel is at sign dumb ad science. Once again, that's at sign dumb ad science. That's DAMADD science. Okay, check me out and check out all the videos. Okay, and I think what you'll find getting into YouTube is that YouTube is probably, as artists, is our most powerful ally. Primarily because when people want to find music, they don't go to Instagram, they don't go to TikTok. Okay, when they're in the mood, and we have to also talk about they don't say, I want to find a brand new artist named Mad Scientist. Um, they don't. Okay, but when people want a vibe, a certain mood, a certain vibe, then they're going to go to YouTube in order to find that vibe. More than Apple Music or more than Spotify, they go um, to YouTube to find that. And what you want to do is you want to know who you are as an artist. So I know who I am as an artist. I know who I am as a DJ. And what I'm doing is just cataloging myself inside of YouTube so that if people say, I have a mood for, um, right now my most popular videos are me doing my 90s and 2000s R&B mix. And right now, 90s and 2000 R&B mixes are really, really popular. So My job is to provide that content and then to properly catalog myself so that when people are searching, then they can find me. Also, in addition, um, because I provide original content, my job is to know what kind of content I want to provide, and then at the same time be able to title it, tag it so I can properly catalog it so that when people are looking for, you know, that kind of information, then they can find me. Okay. And then as a recording artist, my job is to provide the type of content that people expect on YouTube so that I can present it in the right way and then YouTube has a really great way of promoting your content. So I'm going to go through all of that and show you everything I'm doing so that you could truly understand what it is that it takes. Well, I won't say it like that. I'll say it like this. You can know what I'm doing and you can judge for yourself whether or not you want this type of success or not. Okay. All right. Let's get into what we're going to do. I'm going to do that first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. What? Yeah, share my screen. Now, for those who are listening to this on the radio, I will be describing what it is that I'm showing to the people on YouTube, so that if you're listening to me on the radio, you won't miss a thing. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're wondering why is he over describing everything, it's because this show is going to be on Saturday. I'm live on a Friday night, but it's going to go on a Saturday. And I need to describe to the people who are listening on the radio exactly what I am showing you on this screen. Now, when I started this journey with my um, YouTube channel, I think my YouTube channel is like 8 years old. Okay. And I really didn't understand YouTube. I really didn't understand, more importantly, I didn't understand who I was as an artist and what I wanted to present to the world. I knew one thing, I don't want to do how-to videos. I knew that. Okay. I was not interested in doing how-to videos. So I didn't know exactly what I'd be putting on a channel. Okay. What kind of content? Okay. I didn't know, I could say I'm a DJ, but there's so many aspects of being a DJ that I didn't know what kind of DJ I wanted to be. Okay. Did I want to be a club DJ, lounge DJ? Do I want to be a wedding DJ? Do I want to be a scratch DJ? What kind of DJ do I want to be? Do I want to be touring DJ? And these are all different types of DJs that you can be. And you got to know exactly who you are so that you know how to present the information. So, for example, there's a lot of touring DJs who they vlog. They essentially just use their YouTube channel to vlog, to put their music, because most touring DJs are going to have original music. They're going to put their vlog. They're going to say, "Hey, this is what I'm going through. This is where I'm going," and then they're going to put snippets of their actual performance. Okay, that's a touring DJ. You have DJs that like to scratch and want to show you all the things that they can do with their scratching techniques. Okay. And they may even have some how to scratch on there. And then a lot of times, scratch DJs, they even write their own music. So they're going to put their own music videos. Okay. They're going to, they're producers. If you're a DJ right now and you're not a producer, it's a hard road, my friend. But you could just be a really great. I know a lot of DJs that don't produce, but it's not what they do. DJing is not what they do full time. Okay. Because just DJing by itself is not going to make the money that I want to make. My goal is to be one of the top DJs on the planet. Okay. And you're not going to get there if you don't produce. Okay. So for me, I've learned I don't want to DJ at weddings. I'm not really interested in scratching, being the best scratcher on the planet. What I like is I like clubs. Okay. I don't like bars. I've done bars, so I'm not above it. But I know that because I've done it, I know I don't want to be the bar DJ. Um, I want to be in nightclubs, large lounges. I don't want to be a touring DJ unless I'm DJing for myself, or if I'm like a DJ Mustard, where maybe MC Johnny T blows up. He's the rapper I produce for. Maybe he blows up. Obviously, he's going to take me on the road with him. Okay, so, but my my fantasy, I would be DJing at the world's largest clubs around the world. Vegas. Obviously, I'm out here in the states. Large clubs, or we have a time nightclub out here in California. We have a couple of large clubs out here in California. I'm actually at a club now where I'm a resident, Agave Ultra Lounge in downtown Long Beach. It's about 300 people, and it's pretty nice size, but it's not large, but it's nice size. And I like going there. I'm there every Friday night. I'm there every Saturday for brunch. I'm there every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, and every now and then I go in on Thursdays. But I like the atmosphere. Okay. Um, so that's what I want to do. So now it's a matter of figuring out what from my life am I going to put on my YouTube channel. Okay. Now, I got lucky because while I was in college at Long Beach State, I went to the radio station. I said, let me try it. Let me see if I like radio hosting. Well, turns out that I like radio hosting. Okay. And so now I'm on this radio station that you're listening to, Power 975 LA. I'm there every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The name of my show is the Midday Madness Show. Okay. I actually like it. Now, once I started doing radio, there's certain things that you can do in order to make radio fun. So I said, one of the things that you make radio fun, make it interesting, is hot takes. I talk about hot takes. So if you go to my channel, what do I have on there? The first thing you're going to see are my party mixes because I'm a club DJ. Okay. The next thing you're going to see is the hot topics. Okay. That, hip hop hot topics. Okay. Because I'm on the radio and I talk about hot topics every day. So I said, why not just put it on my YouTube channel? And so now I have a show every Wednesday from 6 to 7 talking about hot topics. Okay. And then music marketing. That's kind of like my vlogging. Okay. I'm giving you guys, when I talk about promotion and production, music marketing, I'm giving you my journey, my personal journey. What am I doing? Okay. In order to get to where I want to be. And then because I'm a producer, I have music videos on here. Those who are watching on YouTube, you can actually see the music videos. Our latest release, The Beat Go, featuring MC Johnny T. I have the full music video on my channel. And right now, after 4 days, I have like 10,000 views. Great. I also have a playlist, the audio version of all my releases. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 releases. And so I have the audio so people can hear it. I've got a couple of lyric videos and a couple of visualizers. I'm going to make some more visualizers for this project that I just put out. But we'll go into that. So that's my music channel, and it's based upon what I like to do. It's based upon who you are. So I think the first piece of advice that I could give you is you need to know who you are and what you want to present to the world, and not something that you're going to make up doing, not something that you um, somebody suggests, but what you like to do. Okay. And the great thing about the technology now with streaming and everything else is that you can pretty much do whatever you want. You just got to know what you like to do. I like doing the hot takes. Okay, it's kind of fun, because I'm an opinionated person. I'm educated, so I have these opinions. I also listen to the Joe Budden podcast, and I'll listen to things, and I'll have my opinions on the topics that they have, or I'll listen to other people who are talking about topics in hip hop, and I'll have my opinions, and I want to share my opinions. So that's what I do with the hot topics. Things come up, I share my opinions. And then with this music marketing, this is like a labor of love, actually. I don't really think that it's going to be the thing that blows me up, to be honest, but it's a labor of love. It's a way for me to give back to the hip hop community, to share. Sharing is caring. And so I like being able to share my success with people within the hip hop community. I think it's important that as we become more and more successful, either as artists, rappers, producers, DJs, singers, that we share the information. The days of keeping things a secret and the game is to be sold, not to be told. I think those days are over, because at the end of the day, the more you keep secret, you keep the industry small and powerless. Whereas the more powerful, the more knowledgeable we are as a community, we make the community, stronger. And we don't have to worry about, people being weak or weak minded because everyone has the same kind of strength. And I believe in that. So that's something that I want to continue to do, which is continue to share information, share my success, share what I know, share my knowledge. Each one teach one. I'm also an Africana Studies major, so that's one of the things that we have a mandate. When you're an Africana Studies major, your mandate is to teach the community, okay, and for the purpose of liberation. But we won't go into that. But I wanted to add that in. I'm an Africana Studies major, and um, I'm very proud to say that I want to help people within the hip hop community become liberated through knowledge. Okay. All right. So that being said, that being the introduction, let's go ahead and get into what it is that I'm doing. Okay. So some of the stuff is pretty obvious. I have a banner. You want to get a nice banner, just something that identifies yourself. So it looks good on the phone, you know, and then you want to have your name on there, obviously, and a photo of yourself. All that's pretty obvious. What's not so obvious is the description. Now, a lot of times when I first got in, when I first put this together, I put a full bio about myself. And I was like, that's way too much, and people just not going to read that. They're just not. They want to know, who are you? So what I would tell you is, you want to put in all your links to all your social media. I have my website, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, SoundCloud, Twitter. I have my contact information. Um, Most importantly, the description is really simple. I'm a DJ, resident DJ, radio host on Power 975 LA, and a music producer. Okay. Underneath that, I have hip hop topics and music marketing tips. Period. Very simple. If all I was a DJ, I would just say DJ. Okay. If all I was a radio host, radio host. You don't have to write a sentence. It's not like the old days where you had to write a bio. Okay. No one's going to read that bio. They just want to know, what do you do? And when I look at it on the screen. Once I put it in there, I look at it on the screen and I look at it in my phone. And I want people to see really, really quick what it is that I do on both platforms. And right now you're looking at the screen. You can clearly see that it says resident DJ, radio host, music producer. Okay. There is a more part, but the more part is really not that important. What's really important is that you have on there resident DJ, radio host, music producer. Okay. Now, really didn't understand how important it was to organize or customize your channel. Okay, there's a button on here that says customize channel. I really didn't understand how important it was, but it is very important because you got to know why people are coming um to your page. Now, for me, when I first 8 years ago, I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to put. I didn't know why people were going to put stuff on there. 3 years ago, I started putting up my mixes just randomly, putting up my mixes and saying, okay. And I didn't know if people were gonna like. I put up different kind of mixes. I put up the '90s, 2000s mix, an R&B mix, hip hop mix, dance hall. We call it bashment, and a Latin. I can do all forms. I didn't know which one would become popular. Well, it turns out that my '90s, 2000 mixes blew me up. I'm talking when I'd say blew me up, I went from like 59. Um, I would say at the beginning of the year, I want to say at the beginning of the year, I had about 59. It was less than 100 subscribers. Now I'm at 2,000 subscribers. Okay. 2,082 to be exact. Hold on, let me refresh just to make sure. Yeah, 2106, 2100. When I started this discussion, I was at 2,080. Now I'm at 2,106. Okay. It goes that fast. When you start going, it goes fast. Okay. And there we go. 2,100 subscribers. Okay. And what really got me from less than 100 to 200 to 400 organically was the 90s, 2000 hip hop and R&B mixes. Okay. That was it. My 90s and 2000 party mixes is what got me going organically. Okay. So once I saw that, I said, okay, let me organize my page so that when somebody comes to my page, the first thing they see is the first thing they're going to see are my party mixes, the 90s, 2000 party mixes. And you can organize. Here, let me go for those who have me on YouTube. You can go to channel customization and you see up at top, I have my banner picture. The first thing, it's asking me my name, Mad Scientist. I'm thinking about making that DJ Mad Scientist, so don't be surprised. I have my handle, which is the same across all of my my social media. The Mad Science. Okay. I have my description that I talked about, and then I have my links. Okay, and then that's my profile. Okay. Then I'm going to my home tab. And if you have me on YouTube, you can see what I'm doing. And you can start customizing your layout. So the first thing it's asking you is the trailer that people who haven't subscribed yet, what are they going to see? I know what I'm going to show them. My 90s, 2000s R&B mix. It is my most popular video. It's why people are coming to me. They're not coming to me for my hot takes. They're not coming to me for my music videos. They're coming to me for that. Okay. So I'm going to put that out there for people who are returning. Once they subscribe, they're returning. I'm putting, guess what? My 90s and my 2000s mix, because that's majority of the people that have come from my mixes. So I'm not going to fight it. I want them to keep coming to my page. So I'm going to double down on providing them this kind of content. And guess what? I actually like doing it. Okay. I actually like doing it. And so for me, it's not very hard for me to let me do this, share this tab instead. Okay, so for those who are on YouTube, you see this is the channel customization. Okay, and it's under home tab. So it's not hard for me to put in a trailer the mixes because I like doing those mixes. It's not hard for me to put for returning subscribers the mixes. I like doing the mixes. Okay. The for you, that's something that YouTube makes. The live now is I'm live now, so that's what they'll see. And then the first um, set of videos that they'll see are what? My mixes, because that's what's more popular. Okay. What's secondarily popular are my hot topics. So that's next. And if you have me on YouTube, you'll see I can actually move it if I wanted to. Okay. But I'm not going to have the hot topics first. I'm going to have the multiple party mixes up first. And I can even edit these section contents where I could put the Latin first if I wanted to, but guess what's popular? My Mad Scientist 90s 2000 party mixes. So I'm gonna put that first, okay? And then I'll put the R&B second, hip hop third, the Bashment, and then the Latin. Now we'll see how that all works out. If I need to rearrange it, then I'll rearrange it, okay? And then I'll put my music marketing. And then under my music marketing, the next section that I'll have underneath music marketing is my music videos. I want to have my music videos up there so people can see it. I want my audio playlist. Then I have my lyric videos, my visualizers, and then popular videos and posts. And I can customize this however I want to do it. Okay. However I want to do it. If I decide to put the post up higher, um, I can, but I think for now I'm just going to leave post last. Okay. And then publish. Okay. So boom. So that's how I organize my page. And when I mean organize it, meaning what's coming first at the top and what's last at the bottom. Okay. And I want to give people what it is they want to see, but all this stuff is equally enjoyable to me. I enjoy doing this show every Wednesday and Friday. I like doing it. It's fun to me. So I don't have a problem, you know, that it's third because, at the end of the day, that's what people like my mixes better than they like me talking about, promotion and production. And that's okay with me. I'm fine with that. Okay. I would love for them to come up here just for my music videos, but that's okay. They'll see that it's there. And one day they may just get curious. Let me see what he's got. Okay. They will get curious. When I follow people on YouTube, I go around their page and a lot of times I'm curious. And if it's well placed and well managed, then I don't mind, going around looking around people's pages. Okay. So I would strongly suggest that you do the same thing when you're putting your pages together. Make sure your page is organized. Make sure your page is organized. Make sure your page is organized because it'll make it easier for people to look around your page and they won't have a problem looking around and see what else you got. Okay. Your page is, my manager says, he says your page is like your business card, okay? And what you want to do is you want to show people that you have a really great business card and they'll take you serious. So even if somebody says, I got an email, hey, we're looking for DJs to hire, guess where I sent them? I sent them to my YouTube page because they can easily see, like, okay, this is the kind of music that he does, and this is how many followers he has. They like that. And then it's okay, people really like his 90s, 2000s. So I'm probably going to get picked and booked for that more than anything else. But they also see that I can do other type of music. It's a business card, okay? But the digital version. All right. Now let's go and get into the meat of it, what you guys really, really want to see, which is how am I doing? Okay. And then I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so this is what you're seeing right now on the YouTube channel is the back end. Okay, the channel dashboard. For those who are on radio, you can't see it, but I will describe it. Okay, so this is all like since I want to say May, definitely this year. So everything that you see on here is based upon this year. Okay. And so there's probably people who may be looking at this and saying, oh, well, um, there's people with way more subscribers. Yes. Okay. There's people with way more success. Yes. Okay. But what you're seeing is real. Okay. This is not, I made it into some really great page and then I'm just kind of like sitting there like, yes. And so now you could be me because I have nothing to sell you. Okay. This is more of a vlog than it is a sales. But again, like I said, I'm showing you what I do. You take what you learn. If you don't like what you hear, you can comment on there, subscribe and then comment. And or you could take one little aspect of what I said and throw it there, throw the rest away. Throw the rest away. I've been talking all day. All right, so this is my dashboard. And so this will give you my channel analytics. Okay. And it also gives YouTube does a really great job of giving you notifications and trying to educate you because it wants you to be a strong channel. So that's I would say one of the great things, okay, about YouTube is that it wants you to be successful. Okay. Let's look at the content and the type of content that you can do. You can do videos where you pre-make the video and upload it. I haven't got into shorts yet. Okay. So I have no shorts. I have a ton of lives. Okay. That's what I do most. Um, yeah, post. I have one post where I'm thanking all the new subscribers. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and give it the thumbs up and hit the notification. Thank you. I appreciate that. If I want, I also have my different playlists. And if I want to in the future, podcast and promotions. Okay. This promotion tab will become way more important. Okay. Become the most important thing that you can do. And I will show you that one. Okay. So with my videos, here, let me and I talked about this in TikTok as well. The important thing is title and description and tags. Okay. Title, description, tags. And I spent a lot of time, you know, trying to find tags to put in there. You can do up to 500 characters. Um, the description is just a repeat of the title. I've spent a lot of time developing, my titles. Okay. Because your title is important. That's the first thing that people see. They don't really see the description. YouTube sees the description, but regular people, they're seeing your description and they're judging whether or not they're going to um you know watch your video based upon the title. So what I'm showing on YouTube right now is my 90s 2000s party mix, and I put my name, what kind of mix it is, 90s 2000s hip hop party mix. People know it's a party mix. It's not just a selection of songs. And it's the part two. And what kind of artists are on there? I have Nori, 50 Cent, Eve, G Unit, Busta Rhymes. So people have an idea of what's on this mix. Okay. In the description, I just repeat the same title, put some information about myself, and I need to take this out. I'm going to edit this in real life time. Delete that and then save. That's way too much. You want to keep your descriptions like short. I just put all of, describe myself, the video, myself, and put my contact information. Okay. Um, and then you want to have a really nice thumbnail. Okay. So you can get your thumbnail, put it in a playlist, tag it, and then boom, you're done. Now let's talk about the mixes. So some people may have a question as to how do you put the mixes in, Mad Scientist? Okay. Now another good reason to do older mixes is that YouTube will allow those mixes to go up without strikes. They're not going to pay you. You're not going to get paid for. You can't monetize these mixes, but you can have them up. This one particular is partially blocked, but it's blocked in Russia and Belarus. That doesn't bother me. Okay. It showed everywhere else except for Russia and Belarus. Okay, I'm fine with that. Now, if it happens that YouTube blocks it, then there's a lot of channels that'll show you how to put your mixes up on YouTube, but essentially you have to take that song out of the mix. So you put it, you do your mix, make a video, put it up unpublished, right? Private, unpublished. You see what YouTube says. Oh, you're all clear? Okay, make it public. If they're like, nah, you're gonna be blocked. Like you put Drake in your mix, you're gonna get blocked. Okay. So you get blocked. Okay, you gotta take Drake out. Okay. And once you get everything cleared, you can make it public. Okay, that's how you get um your mixes up. Okay. Now, why would I do mixes? One, because I like doing them. And number two, because it brings people to my channel. And then it's kind of like the sampler. You know, when you go to the mall or you go to like any kind of restaurant, they'll show you a little sampler and you take a little taste of it. You're like, oh, wow, this tastes good. Okay, well let me stay here. Let me eat. Okay, and that's what I'm hoping people will do. Now, what you're seeing on here, the channel content is the monetization. Okay, and for my music video, it says sharing. Okay. Why this sharing? It's sharing between my distributor, which is me, I own it, and this channel. So it's the distributor and this channel is getting ad money. So that's what it's sharing. The mixes, the 92,000 mixes are ineligible. I don't get any ad money from that. That's okay because my original content, which is my hot topics and my live, those are all fully monetized. Okay. So all of the ads that are seen on my live, um, okay, I want to turn this monetization on for this current live. Um, I get I get money from that. Okay. And so people may come for the 92,000 mixes, but a lot of people may go to the hot topics. Not too many people. I don't think too many people are going to go for the marketing, but the ones that do, hey, great. I make money off of that. Okay. And the great thing is because it's my intellectual property, I don't have any copyright restrictions. None. Because it's mine. It's me. Okay. So even with my videos, my music video, it's still me because I'm sharing it between this channel and my distribution company. Okay. Now, so that's the content. Okay. We can also look at the analytics and it'll tell you um my channel got 28,000 views over the last 28 days. Okay. It'll give me real-time stats over the past 48 hours. Over the past 48 hours, I've gotten 4,316 views. It'll tell me where most of the views are coming from. Okay. So right now, most of my views are coming from my music video. And I'll show you why. Stick with me and I'll show you why. Okay. Um, and it'll tell me what my top videos are. Right now, my top video is 90s, 2000s R&B Party Mix 4. That's my top video. Got 13,000 views. Second is my music video with 10,000 views. Okay. All my top videos are going to be my mix ones. That's fine with me. I'm fine with that. Okay. But YouTube will give you analytical, real time information. Okay. So as an artist, as a DJ, you start to learn who you are because you're saying, okay, what do I want to provide people? And secondly, you'll learn of all the things that you're providing, what do people like? Apparently, people like me DJing. Okay. And I'm fine with that because I love to DJ. I'll be DJing tonight. Okay. Um, and so, that's the great thing about YouTube. And when you talk about well, mad scientist, you said you could also um promote your events. Well, I can because guess what? Tonight, the DJ Mad Scientist Friday Night Hype. Yep, I did that on purpose. Okay. You got the DJ Mad Scientist Friday Night Hype, right? And then I'll go read my script. Okay. Every Friday night at Agave Ultra Lounge in downtown Long Beach from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. The hottest hip hop, R&B, reggaeton, and party vibes every Friday night at Agave Ultra Lounge in downtown Long Beach. Get in free before 11 on the guest list at www.agaveultralounge.com. That's the Mad Scientist Friday Night Hype every Friday night at Agave Ultra Lounge in downtown Long Beach. Okay. And then I hide it. You see, I promote myself, I promote my videos. Those who don't have me on YouTube, got to go to YouTube so you can see it. But you heard it on the radio. Okay. So I give you everything I promise. Okay. I give you every promise. Okay. Promises made, promises kept. Okay. Now, let's get down to the last two things which we're going to talk about is revenue. You make your revenue on here, on this platform from ad sharing. So if people watch ads, then you share the revenue from the ads. And right now, I've made a whole 1 cent. Okay. That's what I've made, 1 cent. And that's fine. Now, you may ask the question, um, how does that happen? Um, you, first of all, you have to have 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 4,000 hours. Okay. Another way that I'm going to start making revenue from the page is I'm going to start providing videos that only members can see. Okay. Members only videos. What's it going to be? I know a lot. I do a Saturday brunch on Saturdays, and I'm going to set up a Saturday brunch mix. Okay. The only way you can see it is if you're a member. I'm also going to set up a nightclub mix, a 4 hour, maybe a 2 hour or a 4 hour nightclub mix, right? So if people are at home and they want to have a house party, they can go ahead and put up the whole mix. It's like a nightclub, it's like 4 hours, but you got to be a member in order to um in order to um see those videos. Okay, so that's how you can get memberships. Also, people can send you tips. Okay, so people can always send you tips and say, hey, great job. They can send you tips and you'll be good to go. So that's how you make money on the platforms. Okay. Um, most of the people, when they say, okay, well, how are people making so much money on YouTube? Is because they're doing things, they're selling merch. Okay. Like for me, I have merch. If I were to go to madunit.com and come on, I'm waiting for those on the radio. This is called silent time. Okay. If I were to go to my shopping page, share this tab instead. You can see my merch. Okay. I have a hoodie. I have different hoodies. I have a cuff beanie. I have a backpack, t-shirts, all kind of t-shirts. Really great stuff for men and women. Okay. And so people make money from selling merch. And also because I'm at the club and I make money from the club. I make most of my money at the with the Saturday brunch. I may end up talking about that specifically, how I make my money, so that maybe I'll do that next week where I'll talk about how I make my money from events and how money is generated because running out of time today. I got like 10 more minutes, but I'll probably do that. Let me know in the comments if you would like for me to talk about how I make my money. I do this full time, okay? And I'm able to pay bills and everything. But can I do it on just on sitting here on YouTube? No. But most people aren't doing that. YouTube is again, YouTube, um, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. These are all of your just business cards. But everybody likes to go to different communities. Some people like going to YouTube, some people like going to Instagram, some people like going to TikTok. So rarely do people kind of cross pollinate. Sometimes they do, but most of the time, when people who like going to TikTok, they like going to TikTok, and you provide them with TikTok content. They like going to YouTube, so you provide them with YouTube content. Okay. They like going to Instagram, you provide them with Instagram content. And that's what you're doing. And then there's people who like to see you live. And so you provide them with live content. And there's people who like to buy merch. So then you provide them with merch. Okay. There's so many things that you can do in order to generate money. And these are just tools that you use in order to do that. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is promotions. Now, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, so you're just buying your views." No, I'm not buying my views. What I'm doing is YouTube has multi-million, probably a billion. I don't know the exact number of how many followers they have on their platform, but YouTube has a platform that it owns, and it has all these subscribers, and it is inviting you to come in and sell your wares, show yourself, sell your goods. It's allowing you to do that. Now it says, hey, listen, if you want to like let all my YouTube subscribers, because all the subscribers are going to YouTube, they're not coming to me. They're in YouTube. You want to? Same thing with Instagram. Hey, I have millions and millions of followers. You want to share your stuff with my followers? That's what YouTube is saying. That's what Instagram is saying. That's what TikTok is saying. They charge you, bar none. And if you have this on YouTube, you can see the amount of money that I spend. Okay, bar none. YouTube is the cheapest. Okay. Um, For my music video, I spent $100. I've gotten 291 impressions. Okay. You can do the math as to that. And from that, I've got 958 subscribers. Okay. 200,000, 291,000 people saw the music video. They saw it. 11,000 people said, hey, let me watch it. And then of those 11,000, 958 says, and I'm going to follow this guy. Yeah, he seems cool. And that's what I want. Now, for this music video, I've given it, I'll update you guys later, but I gave it a budget of 500 bucks. So I'll tell you how it turns out. But I've also did my 90s 2000 video. So I saw that people like the R&B. So I put up some hip hop versions, right? And I only spent $5 total. And from the $5, I got 6,000 impressions. So 6,000 people saw the video. 49 people said, I'll watch it. And of those 49, 9 people said, I'm gonna follow you. So my suggestion would be when you put up videos, brand new stuff, just spend $5 or $10. You don't have to spend $100. You don't have to spend 500. $5. It's cheap. $5, promote it. And it could have been 6,000 impressions, 6,000 views, and 6,000 followers. It all depends. It's up to the people who watch your video whether or not they want to subscribe to you. Some people will, some people won't. It's up to the people who see that the video exists if they decide they want to promote it. I mean, they want to actually see it, like see the whole video. Okay, the main thing that you want to do is give people the chance and the opportunity to see you. And I do the same thing on Instagram. I do the same thing on TikTok. And I'll tell you honestly, I spend maybe $5 to $10. I'm not breaking the bank. And everybody, I get different results, but I get results. When I started on Instagram this year, I had about 5,000 followers. Now I'm over 6,000 just from spending $5 or $10 on promoting the reels. Same thing with TikTok. Now with TikTok, I stopped putting money into TikTok only because I don't know what's going to happen with TikTok, but I put money into TikTok, and guess what? I got, I think I'm up to like 2,300 followers. Okay. I can get more. I can get up to 5,000, 10,000, but I kind of want to see what happens with TikTok before I invest any more money. I'm just going to put my money into YouTube because I know YouTube is going to be here. Okay. So let me go ahead and wrap this up because we are at almost at the end of the hour. Wow. Time flies. Um, so the main thing that I want to impress upon everyone is this. Look, if you're into anything, if you're into making, you know, if you're into repairing cars, okay, but specifically I'm talking about music marketing. If you're into DJing, promoting, production, rapping, there's three tools that you can use, and I want to call them tools. I know we call them social media apps, but they're tools that you can use to let the world know who you are. And all you could do is let the world know who you are. And then after that, you let them decide if they like you or not. Some people are going to like you, some people are not. Okay. It's part of the thing, but there's 7 billion people on this planet. And so somebody's on this planet is going to think that I'm likable. Okay. I know on my Saturday brunch, I get about 100 people. On the next video, I'll break down the science and the economics of it. Okay. For my nightclub, I get less. I get about 20 people that come, but the club itself gets 300. So I kind of focus on what people like about me because it's still me. I'm not being phony. Okay. I want people to like my music more. We'll see. But for right now, they like my DJing more. I'm not offended because I like to DJ. Okay. I love to DJ. So I'm not offended that they only like my DJing, not quite my music. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I'll write that one song that everybody likes, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, hey, mad scientist. Okay. Once you get these tools set up and you know how to use them, then you can go ahead and and put yourself out there, and people will find you. Okay. I have followers on Instagram that are clubs, promoters, and even other DJs, and they hit me up. Okay. All right. So that's the show for today. I want to thank everybody who came through on the live, and I want to thank everybody who's listening on the radio. This is what, for those who are watching me on the live, this is what I do every Friday at 6 o'clock. So every Friday right here, 6-ish. If I'm a little late, don't worry about it. I'll be there. Um, and for those who listen on the radio, this is every Saturday right here on Power 975 LA on the iGlobal Radio app. If you want to hear my radio show, the Midday Madness show is Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I play the hottest hip hop and R&B music that's out. And it's a really great show. I also do hot takes, and I do like mini pods. Okay. That's it. Thank you, everybody who came through today. I appreciate you. I will see you next week. I've got to get ready to go do my club thing. All right, here we go.